It's going to be to the bottom right-hand side. Pink Zerg player from Envious, of course. It is viOLet. And in the upper left-hand side, the red Zerg player from On Fire. It's Bly. He's not from On Fire. He's from not from On Fire. He's from Expert Gaming. I can't get that in my head. The fact it says On Fire on his clan tag as well, and we keep saying On Fire Bly and stuff like that. It's interesting. Anyways, Dasan Station is actually a weird one. I didn't really think about this when I was talking about the videos before, but it's going to be a weird one for map number 1. There's just going to be seeing the spawning pool finishing up here shortly for Bly. It was a faster spawning pool from Bly than his opponent, although both players will be going into a pool first. viOLet will then take a hatchery on the low ground. No gas fiber play either, so it really is just Bly with a little bit more of an aggressive opening and a few lings here early. We're going to see a drone will actually pull out and move down towards the low ground. So drone pulls down towards the low ground. It's going to be moving in a hatchery here. And we'll see if viOLet's early hatchery is going to be defendable against the early Zerglings of Bly. Obviously, Dasan Station, very short rush distance. So let's see what happens as the first 6 Zerglings march through the center. And very soon here, viOLet is going to have to start making his defense. So the Zergling's going to come across the map. Bly going to run in and just try and... Well, I mean, I think he just pressures the natural to begin with. 4 Zerglings out from viOLet. Obviously, a lot of this comes down to control and micro. As 4 against 6, he won't win that, but he can buy some time on his hatchery. As we'll see, 6 against 8 now. And again, just pulls some Zerglings away from his hatch. Actually gets the first shot off there. A couple more shots going viOLet's way initially. Good trade so far. Drone's coming down to you to protect. He knows this hatchery is important to keep alive. Does not want to lose his gold base. And so isn't afraid to pull some drones in to help out in terms of keeping it alive. All of viOLet's lings are very healthy still, whereas a lot of Bly's have started going to the red and the orange. And so we are going to be seeing viOLet, I think, with enough here now to hold on. Another queen being built. Bly's actually making 10 more lings. Still only slow lings. No gas mining at all. Well, he is mining gas, but he hasn't invested in anything with it just yet. viOLet himself will put down a Rotron in the main base. So viOLet too is actually going to commit for now into slow lings, and we'll go into that Rotron as a follow-up. Maybe that's something Bly has in mind as well. Just hasn't started that Rotron just yet. It is a possibility as we see both players now mining on the gold base. The economies will even on out in the next moment or two to the bottom right of your screens. You'll see Bly will be more or less matching that of his opponents, although he is still 5 works behind because he made so many Zerglings here. viOLet moves forwards though, gets a good engagement to begin with, and actually Bly doesn't get any damage done there, loses a Zergling, and well, I mean, every shot helps in this sort of situation. As moving forwards once again, the Ling's going to fight, and viOLet gets again just a little bit of a better kind of concave initially. Look at all those extra Zerglings here from Bly though. The thing is, viOLet, 6 roaches on the way up. Bly's making a lot more lings, but it's sort of as though it isn't going to really matter. I think viOLet's going to have enough roaches out straight away. Oftentimes the issue with the early roaches is that they get picked off one at a time, they all get surrounded straight away and stuff like this, but with lings in front to tank a little bit here, I don't really think this should be happening. The roaches gather up together, and you can see here they're trading very nicely against these Zerglings. Bly is not going to win this fight at all, and well, viOLet's 6 workers in the lead. Then he's pushing forwards here with these roaches again, seeing what else he can do. Keep on trading, keep on fighting. Tries to work his way through a queen or two, grabs a few more Zerglings off to the right-hand side. Everything he kills off here makes it a little bit easier for him as time goes by. Roaches moving forwards again, transfuses to traded on the queens. A queen moving forwards from viOLet as well, getting caught a little bit in the front there. Wants to be careful, probably wants to keep it alive more so than anything. As he also has a transfuse coming up on it, as there's just so many roaches, and viOLet moves forward. This attack from Bly just hasn't worked against Bly. You know, it's sort of like a build or to win from viOLet, where he's just kind of building to early roaches and lots of them, and not being super aggressive, you know, not being super greedy in terms of drones. And so Bly's super aggressive play of the Zerglings is not going to catch viOLet off guard like he wants it to. And so now he's being counterattacked, and this is going to be difficult for him to deal with. There's so many roaches. Even a full surround here isn't going to be good enough for these Zerglings, and viOLet pulls towards the side as well. Nice Ravager morph in as well, just to make sure he makes the most of these roaches. GG from Bly, and viOLet will win game number 1 very early in this series. He just loves it, right? It just never seems to end. Time after time after time. He just attacks, attacks, attacks. Let's see what his build will be this time. To the bottom left-hand side, our red Zerg player from Expert Esports. It is Bly. And in the upper right, it's going to be our pink Zerg player from Envious. It's going to be viOLet. There's a fun quick match, says Renegade Creed 90 in the chat. Great narrating, says Gabriel USA 911. Thank you very much. Appreciate the kind words. Guys, don't be so harsh on the players though. There's no need for any player hate in the chat. Keep it friendly. Where is Neeb? Neeb is coming up shortly. Neeb will be playing the next 2 series after this one. He has to play versus viOLet and Gumiho. I'm forgetting the order actually as to whether he plays viOLet or Gumiho first. I think he plays Gumiho, then viOLet, and then Gumiho versus viOLet is our last match. So Neeb is coming up again soon, guys. He was in the first match today, and he will be in our next 2 matches as well after this ZvZ. Link speed starts up from both players as we actually see both of them opting for the same build order in the very early stages of this game, which is going to be the gas pool to begin with, but it's not going to be a super aggressive gas pool. Both are going to have the money to start up a hatchery fairly early on if they would like to, because they went for kind of like a 17 gas 16 pool sort of thing. As one drone comes down to the low ground, it will morph in that hatchery, and something similar from viOLet across the map. So mirrored build orders so far. This is the sort of situation Bly does oftentimes excel in. Mirrored build orders where he gets to be a bit aggressive, and again, he gets to take the game into this sort of decision-making stage or decision-making phase where obviously a lot of it comes down to micro and whatever else, but the decisions as to when you fight, where you fight, and how you fight can oftentimes be the most important things that are going on. And again, we've been saying this earlier, I'll say it again, I really do feel as though that is where Bly excels in his gameplay. And see, if I'm getting a little bit supply block there, so a little bit later in his extra set of lings. Both players are currently looking to link flood. They've pulled out of gas completely. With hatcheries on the way up on the naturals, we are seeing complete mirrored build orders where it really is just going to come down to link flood and link flood. As we see viOLet running up this ramp, he's going to get caught, surrounded. Not a good fight to begin with for viOLet at all. Bly will take the small early advantage here. How many workers units was that killed? 10 to 2. Wow, great start from Bly as he goes across the map, and viOLet is going to immediately have to go into defense mode here. You actually see Bly adding on a drone behind this as well. A couple of drones. He knows now the slight advantage for him already means he can start droning up himself and taking advantages in other places. As here we go, ling stream across. viOLet just doesn't really seem to have that much up on the high ground at all. He's got more lings starting to pop out. He's actually got lings counterattacking here, so that's pretty cute. In fact, this could get a lot done. If he can clean up on this side of the map as well and not take too much damage, this could be fantastic. He's already catching a couple of drones, transferring between bases. There's a queen on this low ground as well he could try and get. He'll just go for the minerals, though. Go for the drones once again. Oh, this little counterattack from viOLet's going to change so much so quickly. We talk about Bly making the decisions and being the one to kind of do things which puts him into advantages that other players don't usually get. But this is viOLet with a very good move here, a very solid move to pick off 6 workers and take away a lot of Bly's hard-earned advantage in the early stages. I mean, Bly just built up 6 workers more or less, maybe 5 or so, I'm not sure. But he built up a few extra workers there to be able to take an advantage off the lead he took from that first good fight. And then he loses it all. Those workers go down. The lane's trading very, very nicely. And this game will almost even up completely at this point now. I mean, we look at this. It's 14 drones to 13. Many lings on the map from both players. 25 to 25 more or less here or there. I mean, give or take a few at any moment in time. I was just going to be seeing these lings. Just going to be moving down towards the bottom left-hand side. Ling is going to be chased away here from Bly. Sling is going to be chased away here from Bly. We're going to be seeing the Zerglings continue to target down more drones, and that's actually another 4 lings killed here by viOLet. He's on hold position though, so maybe not fighting as well as he should be against the rest of these drones. Now at the same time, he's looking to defend back at home. He's got the Queen wall off, buying him a little bit of time. 5 workers killed. He's still got a couple more lings picking away at drones over here. He's going to get 10, 11, no, just 10. Queen very low, as drones will be pulled over here from viOLet as well, though, trying to defend against this. So many lings of his opponent, but he's getting more lings of his own coming out. His own economy much better than Bly's if he can just hold on, but he's also starting to lose the drone count as well. 7 to 3 now. Lings coming in once again from Bly. 6 to 3. viOLet still leads. And we see Bly starting to just run out of the Zerglings here. Unit tab, 6 workers and 7 lings. Now 9 lings for viOLet to the 3 and 9 from Bly. Very, very close game right now. This could continue to go any which way. Bly kept a queen alive in the main base, albeit on very low health. That may be going down here very shortly as those Lings attack across. We'll see more Lings popping out in a moment or two from viOLet. But he actually has Lings in his main base once again. He has to defend against as Lings will stream into the natural. He needs to get into the main. He has to go do damage in the main base. He's going to lose his last few drones, so he has to win this now with his own Zerglings, which he's got on the map. He has to get rid of the drones of Bly. He's got 2 left to kill. He's got that queen to make its way through as well. He'll get rid of the queen. 2 more Lings being made on either side. Oh my god, it's 5 supply against 4, 8 workers to the 5. viOLet is currently surrounding these Zerglings which are about to pop out. He knows if he catches these, it's his advantage. If he can shut those down, he gets a shot off onto them. He does pick off 1. Mistake by Bly, who just doesn't have the link count to do this. He can't win the base trade. And viOLet, I think, knows this as well. 5 supply to 3. And viOLet is chasing those Lings down. Bly does not have any money. He can't make anything else right now. And we're just going to be seeing those Lings continuing to being chased down, coming up towards the top side. I mean, even if he enters a base trade here, it's just viOLet has, well, more Lings, right? So he just wins the base trade. He kills stuff faster than his opponent. You can see it here already on this natural hatchery. It is, well, starting to drop, but nowhere near as fast as the natural is of Bly. And of course, there's hatch, gas, and pool to take down in the main base. Neither of them are damaged, so it's just a completely even fight. Pulls away from the broodlings. Smart gets away there nice and quick. Doesn't lose any Zerglings to that, which is important to note. And I think Bly now realizing that he's just too far behind in this. And he's just going to stay rally. He's just going to allow this to go down to a base trade. Puts 1 Ling onto that extractor as well. Yeah, I mean, Bly's just going to base trade it down just for the end. But that's going to be game. viOLet's going to win it out. What a game. Could not. It really doesn't get much closer than that. Doesn't get much closer than that at all as Bly picks away. Just wants to base trade this out in the very, very end. May as well just let your last buildings die at this sort of point, right? GG, XD, he types out. As we'll see him tapping out just before the last couple of buildings get taken down.